Welcome to the first 100, where I take a show and literally review the first 100 episodes of it. The first show I'm doing for the first 100 series is going to be El Tigre, although this might end up uploaded after Steven Universe, which I also plan on doing. Now, El Tigre appears to only have a few shy 30 episodes, but let's be honest, I'm probably not going to finish this project anyway. Very few shows have a first episode that's something other than bland, forgettable, and mediocre leaning bad. Yet El Tigre actually had a really strong start. El Tigre is the show about a young superhero, supervillain. Super chaotic neutral and his foiling companion, the also chaotic neutral, Normally a comedy duo has the chaotic and the straight man, but here it's just Bad Influence 1 and 2, and I gotta say that's a breath of fresh air. Don't get me wrong, I love Gravity Falls, Star vs. the Forces of Evil, Wander Over Yonder, but honestly this is such a nice break. You know the stunning visuals in the movie The Book of Life? Well, this is one of the guy's early works, and I'm sorry, I can't pronounce his name. Jorge Gutierrez? What money is saved on the cheap vector animation of the foreground characters is actually spent on the background, audio, and writing, which is really rewarding when it's considered this show aired in 2007, the golden age of cartoons that were made only because vector animation was cheap. The first episode of El Tigre, The Adventures of Manny Rivera, has a pretty easy to follow plot because at the end of the day it's a kids show and for kids. But the jokes aren't too obnoxious, save freedoms of distraction.
There's nothing going on. Scooterly, spotterly, scooterly, wee. I can't poop on my lawn. I can't poop on my lawn. Ow!
Which is sandwiched between two more highbrow jokes, and honestly actually broke up the monotony of the humor in this episode, so I gotta say this is the first time I'm glad something had an obnoxious noise in it. The joke is even brought up a second time later, which redeemed it, basically the opposite reaction that nostalgia-critic... Can I keep the pronunciation? The opposite reaction that Nostalgia Critic had to the Master of Disguise's fart jokes. Well, speaking of fart joke, this episode does use the sound effect a couple of times, but it's not very loud. Believe it or not, it actually added to the pitiful mood of the scene. That's right, a fart joke intentionally made the mood more pitiful. I'd like to see your Steven Universe do that. Just kidding, I love Steven Universe. It's actually my favorite show right now, so please don't kill me. Well, like any respectable kids cartoon, this episode ends with a moral.
I learned my lesson, Dad. I'll never steal your boots again.
Ha, just kidding. This show has no morals and I love it. You know what this reminds me of? It's like a more kid-friendly version of Ren and Stimpy. The 1991 one, I should say. We do not mention the 2003 version in this house. So, good or pass? El Tigre isn't as addictive as something more plot-driven, but it's definitely something to see. I'd say this is a very good find of a show. It's formulaic, but doesn't feel like it the way that Gravity Falls look like, you're just looking at a plotline. It appeals to a child's humor, but it doesn't overpower it to the point where it can't be enjoyed by an adult, although I will say, I can see it getting irritating if your kid plays the same episode over and over. Good episode, good show. I wouldn't say the show is for binge watching. And that's it for today. First 100 on TechHeart. Ciao!